The person who betrayed you, they've probably moved on. They're not lying awake at 3 a.m. They're not replaying every conversation. They're not trying to figure out what it all meant. You are. And here's the part no one tells you. The betrayal ended the day it happened. What's been hurting you every day since is something else entirely. The Stoics had a name for what you've been experiencing. Not betrayal, not grief, not anger. They called it the loop, the moment the mind turns on itself and becomes its own prison. And Marcus Aurelius, a man who was lied to by advisors, betrayed by co-emperors, and outlived children, he figured out something that took him years of suffering to understand. The loop isn't caused by what they did to you. The loop is caused by one specific mistake most people never even notice they're making. I'm going to show you what that mistake is, and 5 Stoic ways to break the loop so completely that it never pulls you back in. But the first one is going to surprise you, because it's not what you think forgiveness looks like. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. The betrayal was an event, one event, something that happened at a specific moment in time. But the loop is the story you keep telling yourself about what it means. They did this because you're not enough, because you were naive, because people can't be trusted, because love always ends in pain. That is what's keeping you trapped, not the betrayal itself, the story layered on top of it. Stoic practice, what Marcus Aurelius called separating impression from judgment, means you learn to look at what actually happened, stripped of your interpretation. What is objectively true? Someone made a choice that hurt you, full stop. What is the story you're adding? That's where the loop lives. And the moment you see the difference, the loop loses power. The best revenge is to be unlike the one who performed the injustice. Marcus Aurelius. You know what the betrayal loop is really about? It's a courtroom, and you're playing every role at once: the judge, the prosecutor, the jury, and the victim. You keep retrying the case because somewhere inside you believe that if you think about it enough, if you make them guilty enough in your mind, something will change. It won't. Epictetus was clear. We cannot control what others do. We can only control our response. Replaying the betrayal isn't justice, it's self-inflicted punishment. You're the one bleeding every time you press play. The Stoics would say, the real question isn't why did they do this to me? The real question is, what kind of person do I choose to be now? That shift from victim to agent is where the loop begins to break. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Seneca. The Stoics practice something called premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst before it happens so you're not destroyed when it does. But here's a lesser-known application: negative visualization in reverse. Instead of imagining loss, imagine what it looks like if you stay in the loop. 5 years from now, still replaying this, still bitter, still letting this one person, someone who may have already moved on, still letting them live rent-free in your mind and shape every relationship you try to build. Feel that clearly. That is what you're choosing if you don't break the loop. The Stoics didn't wallow. They used discomfort as a compass. And when you truly see the cost of staying stuck, the motivation to change becomes visceral, real, yours. Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens is the way it is, and you will have a tranquil flow of life. Epictetus. This one is the hardest, and I won't pretend otherwise. Amor fati, love of fate, not accepting what happened, not tolerating it, loving it, not because what they did was okay, it wasn't, but because everything you've become, every ounce of depth, resilience, and self-awareness you now carry, came through that fire. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and lost children, friends, and co-emperors to betrayal and death. He didn't succeed despite the pain. He forged his character inside it. The betrayal loop keeps you fighting against a reality that already exists. Amor fati says, this happened. It is woven into the fabric of your story, and it can become the very thing that makes you someone extraordinary. Not in spite of the wound, through it. You don't have to love what they did. Love who it's making you become. confine yourself to the present. Marcus Aurelius. The betrayal loop is a time machine. It keeps pulling you backward, into that moment, that conversation, that face. Marcus Aurelius returned to this idea obsessively throughout meditations. The present moment is the only place where you actually exist. The past is memory. The future is imagination. Right now, this breath, this second, this is where your life is actually happening. Every time the loop starts, you have one move: come back. Not by force, not by suppression, just notice the loop is running, name it, and gently return to what is real right now. This is what the Stoics called prosophy, attention to the present. It's a practice, not a switch. You'll have to do it 100 times, 1,000 times. But each time you return, the loop loses a little more of its grip, and eventually, it doesn't pull you back anymore. You've broken the chain. The betrayal loop isn't a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you cared, that you were present, that you were human. But the Stoics knew something radical. We were built for more than survival. We were built for growth through hardship. So here's your challenge this week, not a big one. Just pick one of these 5 secrets and apply it once, just once. Separate the event from the story. Reclaim your role as agent. Feel the cost of staying stuck. Find the gift in the wound. Come back to the present. One move. That's all it takes to start breaking the loop. If this hit you somewhere real, drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 5 you need most right now. I read every single one. And if someone you know is stuck in that loop, share this with them. Sometimes all it takes is one video at the right moment. I'll see you in the next one.